Let us continue atomic structure, in which energy of orbitals we will see. Now we will take hydrogen atom. In hydrogen atom we will take 1s orbital. Hydrogen atom 1s orbital we have taken. Then we will take helium. In this 1s orbital we will take. Unipositive helium ion, in that 1s orbital we will take. Hydrogen nucleus contains 1 proton, and this is hydrogen. It will have 1 electron. That 1 electron present in 1s orbital we will consider. Now unipositive helium ion, this atomic number 2, so this nucleus contains 2 protons. This is having 1s orbital. In that 1s orbital, this 1 electron is present. He plus is having 1 electron. That 1 electron present in the 1s orbital we will take. Sorry. Next, this proton is attracting this electron. Here also the nucleus is attracting this electron. Here 1 proton is attracting electron. Here 2 protons attracting electron. So attraction is more, attraction is less. Attraction is less means energy of orbital. Attraction is less means energy of orbital is more. Attraction is more means energy of orbital is less. Therefore, energy order, if you see, order of energy, if you see, energy of 1s for hydrogen is greater than energy of 1s for He plus. Likewise, we will take lithium. Lithium atomic number 3, it is having 1s orbital. Li2 plus, if we take, it is having 1 electron. That 1 electron we will take in 1s orbital. Now what about this energy? What about this energy when compared to this? Here 3 protons present in the nucleus, here 2 protons present in the nucleus. Therefore, here attraction less, here attraction more. So energy high, energy less. So energy order will be like this. Therefore, here we can conclude that this atomic number 1, this atomic number 2, this atomic number 3. As atomic number rises, what happens to the energy of orbitals, you see? Reduces. Okay. Therefore, energy of a particular orbit decreases as atomic number increases. So from this we can say energy of orbital depends on atomic number, we can say. Sir. Next we will go for a electronic configuration. Electronic configuration in the sense, it tells about what? It tells about distribution of electrons into various orbitals. Okay. So if we take atom, otherwise molecule, otherwise ion, cation or anion, whatever the species you take that is having electrons, how to distribute those electrons into various orbitals, that is said by electronic configuration. Set. So to distribute electrons into various orbitals, certain rules are required. So how to distribute electrons into various orbitals, we want certain rules. So to say that rules, certain principles are there. Those principles are what, in the sense, one is called Hofbauer principle. So what Hofbauer principle says? Hofbauer principle considers ground state. It considers ground state. Ground state means stable, normal state. So that it considers ground state. In ground state, how to distribute electrons? How to distribute electrons in the sense, in the increasing order of energy of orbitals. Okay. So Hofbauer principle says that in the ground state, distribute electrons into various orbitals in the increasing order of their energies. increasing order of their energies. So now we will see energy of orbitals. We'll see energy of orbitals. If you see 1s less than 2s, 2s less than 2p, 2p less than 3s, and so on. So as per this Aufbau principle, first electron should go to where in the sense 1s. First electron should go to 1s. After 1s is filled, electron should go to 2s. After 2s is filled, electron should go to 2p. In this order, you have to fill the electrons. That's what Aufbau principle says. So as per Aufbau principle, first electrons goes to least energy orbital. After this orbital is filled, then electrons going to 2s and so on. So this Aufbau principle says that how to build up electrons into various orbitals. So this Aufbau principle says how to build up electrons into various orbitals. So for this building up, German word is Aufbau. Therefore this principle is called what means Aufbau principle. So as per Aufbau principle, in the ground state, electrons are distributed into various orbitals in their increasing order of energies. Okay, so next rule we will see. Next rule is what means Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. It is one rule. Another rule is what means Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion principle. So we'll see Pauli's exclusion principle, then we will go for Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Now we will take Pauli's exclusion principle. So this Pauli's exclusion principle says what means orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons with opposite spins. Pauli's exclusion principle says like this. So orbital, whatever the orbital you take, whether it is s orbital or p orbital or d orbital or f orbital, whatever the orbital you want to take, you take it. That orbital will take how many electrons? Maximum means 2 electrons. S orbital will take maximum 2 electrons. P orbital will take maximum 2 electrons. D orbital will take maximum 2 electrons. Whatever the orbital, that will take maximum 2 electrons with opposite spins. So why is it so? That we will see. Now we will take a s orbital. Now we will take s orbital. That s orbital means we will write a square box, we will write, otherwise circle we will write. Orbital means orbital we will write as a square box, otherwise circle. Orbital we will write as a square box, otherwise circle we will write it. Sir. Now suppose this s orbital is having 1 electron. Okay. So now we will take a s orbital that is having 2 electrons. S orbital is having 2 electrons. Like this we will take. So maximum 2 electrons means it can take 1 electron, isn't it? So s orbital can take 1 electron. And then we can say s orbital can take 2 electrons because they said maximum 2 electrons. Sorry, okay. 2 electrons we say. Now, this electron is undergoing spinning. So this electron is undergoing spinning in the sense it may go for clockwise spinning or anti-clockwise spinning. If it goes for clockwise spinning, we have to give the electron like this, upward of arrow mark. If it goes for anti-clockwise spinning, then we have to give downward arrow mark. So if s orbital is having one electron, then we can represent that one electron in left side way, otherwise right side way, like clockwise rotation or anti-clockwise spinning. Like this we can give. By convention, only one electron means we will give like this. By convention, only one electron means we will give like clockwise spinning. Okay, it is not rule that only clockwise. It may go for even anti-clockwise also. Can you say that electron goes for only clockwise spinning? We cannot say. Probability only we can say 50% probability is there. Electron goes for which spinning, clockwise or anti-clockwise means probability only we can say clockwise is 50%, anti-clockwise 50%, like this only. So by convention we took a clockwise spinning. Set. Now we will take s orbital is having 2 electrons. So one electron is clockwise. What about another electron? That may be also clockwise. Set. Now one electron is anti-clockwise, another electron also anti-clockwise. That also possible. Next, one electron is clockwise, another electron is anti-clockwise. So orbital contains 2 electrons means the 2 electrons we have given as parallel spins here, clockwise spinning, here anti-clockwise spinning both. Here one is clockwise, another one is anti-clockwise. Now, out of these 3, which is correct? For which? Now we will take this electron. Electron act as tiny magnet. So this electron is acting as tiny magnet in the sense it is having dipole. Dipole in the sense one is north pole and south pole will be there. South and north will be there. So this electron also acting as a dipole. Therefore, for this what will be there means south pole and north pole will be there. Both are in a same spinning clockwise. Both in same clockwise spinning. Therefore, they are acting as tiny magnets. Tiny magnets, dipoles like this. Here, what will happen means the south pole repulsion possible. Similarly, north pole repulsion is possible. Due to the repulsion, this existence is not possible. So, orbital containing 2 electrons with the same clockwise spinning. Orbital containing 2 electrons with both clockwise spinning is not possible. It is not possible in the sense anti-clockwise also not possible. Both the same spinning means not possible, we said. Okay. Next we will take a, now here one is clockwise, another one is anti-clockwise. We will take this clockwise spinning in the sense for this dipole is like this. This anti-clockwise spinning in the sense for that dipole is like this. Dipole is like this. Now south pole, north pole means here attraction is possible. Due to attraction, this system is having stability. Therefore, like this is allowed. So orbital will take 2 electrons. That 2 electrons will be in opposite spinning. Okay. So orbital can take 2 electrons. The 2 electrons will be in what manner? Opposite spinning manner will be there. So if orbital contains 1 electron, by convention we are giving clockwise spin. If orbital contains 2 electrons, we must give the 2 electrons as opposite spinning. First one is clockwise, second one is anti-clockwise. Okay. So by convention, first one is clockwise, second one is anti-clockwise. Therefore, if orbital contains 2 electrons, give the 2 electrons in a opposite spinning manner. One is clockwise, another one is anti-clockwise. By convention, first one clockwise, second one anti-clockwise. Sir. Next point, orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons. Here we said maximum 2 electrons. Why is it so? Why it is a maximum 2 electrons? That we'll see. Now we are taking orbital. In this orbital, first we will give 1 electron. First electron we have given, it is clockwise we will take. Okay. So this electron act as tiny magnet. Therefore, south pole, north pole we have given. Now let us give second electron. Second electron we will give as a anti-clockwise spin. Okay. This electron act as tiny magnet. For this dipole we will give here north pole, here south pole we have given. Now we will give third electron, we will give that third electron will take either clockwise or anti-clockwise spinning. For example, clockwise if we give, now we will give tiny magnet dipole, we will give south and north. Now this south, what happens means repulsion is possible. Due to repulsion, system gets instability. Therefore, the third electron is not allowed to enter into orbital. So third electron, this orbital is not allowing third electron to enter into it. So orbital can take maximum how many means 2 electrons. This orbital is excluding third electron to enter into it. Orbital excludes third electron enter into it. That's why this principle is called exclusion principle. So Pauli's exclusion principle says orbital can take maximum 2 electrons with opposite spins. Maximum 2 electrons it will take. So using this Pauli's principle and Aufbau principle, let us write electronic configuration. Then we will see Hund's rule, we will see. Okay. Now we will take hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom atomic number 1, so it is having only 1 electron. Hydrogen atom is having 1 electron. Now this electron will go to which orbital means first it will go to least energy orbital will be filled. Least energy orbital means 1s. So this electron is going to 1s orbital. That 1 electron we have to mention at up superscript we have to mention. So 1s1, this one indicates principal quantum number, it is s orbital. This one indicates number of electrons. Okay. Next we will take helium. Helium atomic number 2, it is having 2 electrons. Now in the helium, first electrons goes to least energy orbital. Least energy orbital is 1s. So 2 electrons goes to 1s. 2 electrons go to 1s. So this one indicates principal quantum number. This 2 indicates 2 electrons. 2 electrons goes to s orbital, we can say. So electronic configuration of helium is 1s2 in the ground state. Aufbau principle is for ground state. Next we will take lithium atomic number 3. So it is having 3 electrons. First we will take least energy orbital, that is 1s. 1s is the least energy orbital. Okay. In lithium 3 electrons are there. In 3 electrons, 2 electrons goes to 1s. 1s orbital can take maximum 2 electrons. It cannot take more than that. Remaining how many electrons are there means 1 electron is there, that goes to next higher energy orbital, that is 2s. So 2s takes 1s. So 2s takes 1 electron. So lithium electronic configuration is 1s to 2s1. Next we will take beryllium atomic number 4. It is having 4 electrons. First 2 electrons goes to 1s. Remaining 2 electrons are there. That 2 electrons goes to next higher energy orbital, that is 2s. So 2s2. So beryllium electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 we can say. Next boron atomic number 5. 5 electrons are there. So first 2 electrons go to 1s. Next 2 electrons go to 2s. Now 2s is having 1 orbital. 2s orbital can take maximum 2 electrons. Okay. So remaining 1 electron is there. That remaining 1 electron go to next higher energy orbital, that is 2p. So 2p1. So boron electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1 we said. Next we will write carbon. We will write carbon atomic number is how much means 6. Therefore 6 electrons are there. First 2 electrons go to 1s. Next 2 electrons goes to 2s. Next remaining 2 electrons go to 2p. So this is the configuration for carbon. Next we will take nitrogen. Nitrogen is having 7 electrons. First 2 electrons go to 1s. Next 2 electron goes to 2s. Next to 2p. This 2p subshell is having 3 orbitals. This 2p subshell is having 3 orbitals, that is 2px, 2py, 2pz. So each orbital can take maximum 2 electrons. Therefore 2p subshell can take maximum 6 electrons. Here remaining 3 electrons are there. Those 3 electrons go to 2p. 2p subshell. It is 2p subshell. These are 2p orbitals. 2p subshell is having 3 orbitals. Therefore 2p subshell can take maximum 6 electrons. Here availability is 3. So 3 goes to 2p. Okay. So nitrogen electronic configuration we said here. Okay. Next we will go for a Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity we will take. Okay. So now, before going to Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity, in Pauli's exclusion principle, one more point we will see. Now, we will take nitrogen electronic configuration. Nitrogen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. It is nitrogen. So, 1s is having 2 electrons. The 2 electrons, one is clockwise, another one is anti-clockwise. 2s is having 2 electrons, clockwise and anti-clockwise. 2p is having 3 electrons. Those 3 electrons 2p is having 3 electrons. So, how to fill those 3 electrons? Here 2p is having 3 electrons. How to fill those 3 electrons? So, for which Hund's rule says, Hund's rule gives explanation for that. This 2p is having 3 electrons. This 2p is having 3 orbitals. How to fill these 3 electrons here? For which Hund's rule says. This Hund's rule explains about distribution of electrons in degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbitals. Hund's rule explains distribution of electrons into degenerate orbitals. What is degenerate orbitals? Degenerate orbitals means those orbitals will have same size. Those orbitals will have same energy. Those orbitals will have different orientation. Different orientation. Okay. Energy is same in the absence of external field. Absence of external field. External field means external magnetic field and external electric field. That means we discussed in terms of Zeeman effect and Stark effect. External magnetic field means Zeeman effect, external electric field means Stark effect. Okay. So if the external field is absent, then energy will be same. So what is degenerate orbitals? They will have same size, they will have same energy in the absence of external electric field, and they will have different orientation. So now we will take S. This S we will take. S sub shell is having always only one orbital. S sub shell is having always only one orbital. Therefore, we need not talk about degenerate orbitals in S sub shell. Degenerate word we need not talk about for S sub shell because S sub shell is having only one orbital. Whatever the S sub shell you take, that will have only one orbital. So degeneracy point we need not bring to S orbital. Okay. Next P sub shell we will take. P sub shell, that means 2p sub shell. P sub shell is having 3 orbitals. 3 orbitals. What about their orientation? Means 2px, 2py, 2pz. Now, if you see, size is same. Degenerate orbitals means size should be same. Now, we will see the principal quantum number. Principal quantum number for all these 3 orbitals same. Azimuthal quantum number for all these 3 orbitals same. So principal quantum number same and azimuthal quantum number same. Therefore, size is same. Size is same for all these 3 orbitals. And shape. Same shape. Same shape. Now, all these are p orbitals. They are double. So shape of 2px, 2py and 2pz same. Then energy. External field is absent. Remember that external field should be absent. Then only energy will be same. So this is 2px, 2py, 2pz. All the 3 will have same energy in the absence of external field. What is different for these 3? Orientation is different. It is orienting in x-axis. This electron cloud present along x-axis. This electron cloud maximum probability on x-axis. This is y-axis, it is z-axis. So orientation is different. So remember that degenerate orbitals means size is same, energy is same, shape is same, but orientation is different. Energy is same in the absence of external field. Why? Because if the external field is there, energy becomes different. Therefore, only we got Zeeman effect and Stark effect we got. So, now what is degenerate orbitals? We got an idea. Okay, so degenerate orbitals is which one? In the sense, one example is 2p subshell. In the 2p subshell, what are the degenerate orbitals? 2px, 2py, 2pz are degenerate orbitals. So, how to fill electrons in the degenerate orbitals? How to fill electrons in the degenerate orbitals? For that, Hund's rule gives explanation. What Hund's rule says? Fill the electrons in degenerate orbitals singly first. Singly filled with parallel spins. With parallel spins. Singly filled with parallel spins. Then pairing. Then go for pairing. It is Hund's rule. So what Hunt says means, in the degenerate orbitals, fill the electrons singly first with the parallel spins, then go for pairing. That's what Hund's rule says. So now we will take a 2p subshell separately. We will take this 2p subshell is having 3 orbitals. They are 2px, 2py, and 2pz. So how to write 2px? Here 2px, here 2py, here 2pz we have written. For writing 2px, 2py, 2pz, is there any rule? That means there is no rule. You can write this as 2px, or if you want to write this as 2py, you can write it. There is no rule at all. You write this is as 2py, this you write as 2px, this you write as 2pz. Otherwise, you write this as 2pz, this is 2px, this is 2py. Like this, any manner we can write. But by convention, for easiness, we will write first x, then y, then z, as per alphabetical order. That's all. So we have written here as per alphabetical order. It is x-axis, it is x, it is y, it is z, as per alphabetical order. Set. Now, first, one electron comes to 2p. Now that one electron, now 2p subshell is having correctly one electron. Then how to write that one electron? 2p subshell is having exactly one electron. That one electron shall we give to 2px or 2py or 2pz? To which we have to give? That means for which there is no rule. You can give to anyone. You can give to 2px if you want to give, you give it. Or you want to give to 2py, you give it to 2py. Or if you want to give to 2pz, you can give it. There is no rule. You can give to either 2px or 2py or 2pz. Anyone we can give. But in convention, what convention says? By convention, we have to write in the first orbital. That's all. By convention, that's all. So by convention, we are writing that first electron in the first orbital in 2px. So now we will consider this 2p subshell is having another electron. Now 2p subshell is having 2 electrons. First electron we have given in 2px orbital. Now second electron. Where to give second electron means what Hunt says means singly filled with the parallel spins in all the available degenerate orbitals, then go for pairing. That's what Hunt says. So as per Hund's rule, singly filled first, then only pairing. Sir, singly filled in the sense for this orbital one electron we have given. So second electron should go to another degenerate orbital, not in 2px, because singly filled first. That is a rule. So second electron you give to 2py, you give, otherwise 2pz you give. Don't give to 2px. Sir, okay. By convention 2py, not 2pz. So by convention 2py. In 2py, you can give that another electron as parallel spin. Okay, clockwise spinning only you have to give. Parallel spin means why should we give clockwise? Both let us give anti-clockwise. We can give both as anti-clockwise, but by convention clockwise. Sir. Now 2p subshell is having 2 electrons. That 2 electrons how we filled in the sense like this we filled. Sir. Why Ans said like this. Ans is saying like this in the sense, Ans rule is saying like this in the sense, some reason will be there. What is the reason? Why to feel like this? That we'll see. Now, this electron is in this orbital, this electron is in this orbital. The two electrons are in different orbitals. So, due to different orbitals, what will happen means, this electron will go to this place, while this electron will come to this place. That is meant by exchange. Exchange is possible. Exchange is possible. So due to exchange, what will happen? Due to exchange, what will happen? Practically, you can see that between neighboring houses during festival time, some sweets or something will be exchanged. Due to that, happiness will be coming. That is nature. Like this only here also. So this electron, 2py electron goes to 2px, while 2px electron comes to 2py. That is called exchange. Exchange of electrons possible. Exchange means this electron is going to this place in the sense it has to spend some energy because it is going from here to here. And here you see how it is going, we should not ask. How it is going, because we cannot trace the path of electron as per Heisenberg. Okay. So this electron goes from here to here in the sense that is it has to spend energy, therefore energy of system reduces. Then this electron comes from here to here means energy of system reduces. When energy of system reducing, stability of system rising. Therefore, stability of system rising in the sense it is good only, no. Therefore, exchange, due to exchange, what happens? Stability of system rises. Sorry, due to exchange, what happens means stability of system rises, we said. Now we will take this 2p subshell. This 2p subshell is having three orbitals we have written. Now we will write the 2p subshell is having 2 electrons. The 2 electrons we will write in only one orbital we will write. Now what will happen, we will see. Ans rule says singly filled. As per Ans rule, we have written singly filled, we have written. Now we have not followed Ans rule yet. We have not followed Ans rule. We have written both electrons of 2p subshell in only one orbital. So now we will see here. Here, is there any exchange? Is there any exchange? No, exchange is not there. Exchange is not there in the sense, what about stability? If exchange is there, stability is rising, we can say. Due to exchange, what happens? Stability is rising. Here exchange is not there. Therefore, no exchange means stability will not rise. So here in this system, exchange is there. In this system, exchange is not there. Therefore, this system is having higher stability. This system is having lower stability. So we have to fill the electrons in degenerate orbitals as per Ans rule. So this is incorrect. We should not fill like this. We have to fill like this only. So how to fill electrons in degenerate orbitals? For that, Ans says first you give singly filled with the parallel spins, then go for pair. Sorry, singly filled with the parallel spins. Singly filled with the parallel spins. Why they are saying parallel spins? Singly filled, okay. Okay, singly filled, okay. Why they have to mention parallel spins? Why they are mentioning parallel spins? That point also we'll see. So now we are taking 2p subshell. This 2p subshell is having 2 electrons we will take. Okay, 2p subshell. We are taking 2p subshell. This 2p subshell is having 2 electrons we will take. Okay, that 2 electrons how to fill in the sense singly filled. Okay, singly filled with the parallel spins. Why should be parallel spins? Why can't it be opposite spins? That also we'll see. One electron like this, one electron like this. One is clockwise electron, another one is anti-clockwise electron. Okay. So in both cases singly filled only. but here parallel spins, here opposite spins. Now this electron, if it goes to here, this electron will come here. Therefore here what happens? Exchange is possible. Sir, what about in this case? That we'll see. If this electron go here, okay, if this electron go here, we can say exchange. If this electron go here, this electron will come to this place, then we can say exchange. Okay, now you see that naturally if you see like-minded peoples, among them friendship will be there, same frequency. Like that only here also, in this case also same point we will consider here also. It is clockwise, it is clockwise, both are parallel spins, therefore exchange takes place. One is clockwise, another one is anti-clockwise, means they are having opposite spins. Then how do they go for exchange? So here exchange not possible. So which electrons will go for exchange? Parallel spinning electrons will go for exchange. Here they are not parallel, therefore they are not going for exchange. So exchange is not possible. Here exchange is possible. So this system is having more stability when compared to this system. So we have to follow Hund's rule, we have to follow. So Hunt says that in degenerate orbitals, first electrons fill electrons singly filled with parallel spins. First go for singly filling with the parallel spins, then go for pairing. It is Hund's set. So as per Hund's rule, we said singly filled first, then only pairing we said. Sir, now we will see this singly filled we will take. This we will take. Now we will see that spin multiplicity we will see. We will calculate what means spin multiplicity. Spin multiplicity formula is 2s plus 1. 2s plus 1. Now let us substitute here spin is plus of, here spin is plus of totally 1. That 1 we will substitute here, plus 1 is equal to spin multiplicity is 3 here. Okay, here if we take spin multiplicity is what means 2s plus 1 we will take it is clockwise spinning plus of, it is anti-clockwise spinning minus of, so 0, therefore 2 into 0 plus 1 equal to 1. Spin multiplicity is 1 as per this. It is not possible actually. This is only possible. Okay. Then we will see spin multiplicity. In this case, here electrons are paired. First one is clockwise, spin is plus of. Second one is anti-clockwise, spin is minus of. Therefore, total is 0. So 2s plus 1 in the sense total spin is 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So in this case, spin multiplicity is 1. In this case, spin multiplicity is 1. In this case, spin multiplicity is 3. This is only correct we know. So spin multiplicity is maximum for correct, here minimum. Therefore, this Hund's rule is called what means? What is the name of Hund's rule? Means Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity will say. Multiplicity. So why Hund's rule we are saying as a Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity means for this degenerate orbitals spin multiplicity is maximum. Therefore this Hund's rule we have to say that maximum multiplicity. Okay, sir. As per Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity, in degenerate orbitals we have to fill electrons